So what we're talking about today is Google Business Profile. I'm going to share my screen. And on the business profile, you're going to go into your GMB. And that's not the right one. Sorry. Let's try this again. See profile. Okay. You're going to go into your performance. And if you scroll down gently, you're going to see keywords that you rank for. And you're going to say see more. These are words that you're showing up for, whether you intend to or not. This is what Google's putting in. You can start writing blog posts to match some of these words and include these words in your blog posts so that you start ranking higher for that within Google Business Profile. So within the profile itself, you can do updates. Updates are limited to, I think, 1,500 characters. So I'm having ChatGPT write long and short form versions of blogs about different cities that we serve. And so the long form blog I'll put on Active Rain, I'll put on Real Geeks itself. The short form I'm putting in as a Google update. And I told it to use that list of words. And I just picked the first, 60 or 70 words that are showing up on the business profile here. Oops, the business profile here as words that we were ranking for. Some of it's weird. I have no idea why it's doing that, but some of them, like realtor in Texas, realtor near me, those are things that we want to show up for. So that's something that we're trying, and Jay and I were working on this morning. I thought, well, I'm just going to bring that to the session today and talk about it. And each of you probably have your own GMB, Google Business Profile, that you could be
And I,
doing this with.
and I just looked at mine, and I don't know who Stella is, but apparently when people search for Stella Wilson X, I show up a lot.
Okay, well, that's lovely.
Stella.
Or who's Bob Sellingosh address? If they search for Bob Sellingosh address, that's my number 3 search. Oh, okay.
Yeah, no idea.
Take a look at mine, see what it says.
Yeah, most of mine is just people searching for my name, which
Where
is
did you
fine.
get these keywords? Where'd you go to?
So, John, you want to share your screen and I'll guide you?
Sure, why not?
And then scroll down.
Okay, so hi, Nancy.
Hi.
Okay, so you're going to go to performance.
Performance.
And you're going to scroll down gently from here. And you should, there we go. Everything you have is under 15.
Oh, under
So
these.
you're going
Okay.
to grab those, but a little lower. Keep going a little tiny bit lower. You're going to see more. Suddenly see more. And you're
Oh,
going to grab those and put those into ChatGPT. Now, I had to struggle for a minute to get them pulled out. You can't obviously be other brands. If you're not that brand, don't put it in there. If you're not Jonathan, don't put Jonathan in there. But
yeah.
for the things that are, if you scroll down, you should have quite a few more. Or do
It's
you
not
only have
scrolling.
6?
It's
Oh,
only
you only have
6.
6.
Yeah,
Okay, well, you have nothing but upwards possibilities, as Tom would say.
that's
You
right.
have nothing but upwards possibilities. So what you might do is you also might go out to a Google search and just type in try to find keywords that are for that area. Put that into ChatGPT and then have it write blog posts for you that you can put as an update on your Google Business Profile and on your Real Geeks blog.
I was scrolling over in case keywords everywhere decided to give me something. But
Yeah, but not for you. I mean, I type in your major city, homes for sale.
And when you're writing a blog, you should honestly include a link back. All your blogs should have
yeah.
link backs to something, but a link back to your Google My Business profile with the keywords that you're looking for.
Yeah, so the biggest volume is houses in Greensboro for rent. Townhouses for sale, houses for sale in McLeansville, which is a suburb, rural suburb. Okay. All the usual suspects.
We like usual suspects.
Yeah, I have been bad at lately at logging for my own website.
I think everybody is, which is why obviously we do it for other people, but you know, the cobbler's kids have no shoes. This is important for us to do. And Nancy, your Google business profile, do you have yours up where we can look at it?
I would say probably not unless you put it.
That's okay. Do you have a Google business profile, obviously?
I don't know that I've,
We'll talk about that later then.
yeah,
Um,
I split from the teams, so it's separate, and I haven't.
okay, we'll set you up a new one then. Um, yeah, so if anybody's joining recently, what we're doing is we're going into Google business profile. We're looking at performance. Under performance, if you scroll down, you should have these words that you're ranking for on the right-hand side. Click on that, see more, and there's a whole lot of words. Now, Jay today had a whole lot of words on his. I took the words from mine, stripped out all the extra stuff, and then told ChatGPT. I came up with a prompt, and Jay had a prompt, but I kind of made my own. And I said, assume the role of a Google Business Profile expert, and remember this list of keywords for posts we're going to write. And I dropped all those keywords in there. And it said, yay. And then I said, write a post about Burnett, Texas, and include the appropriate keywords, mentioning Texas Pride Realty, service to the diversity community. And it wrote this blog. And then I said, would you make a shorter version of that? I asked what keywords it used, and it told me. And I asked for a shorter version because on Google Business Profile, you can only do 1,500 characters. Okay, so the long version I put on my Active Rain blog, and I put it on my Real Geeks blog. And then the shorter version I put in as an update to Google Business Profile. And I'm using my Texas Pride Realty Google Business Profile because we cover the whole state. You know, I don't have to have an Austin page and a Houston page and stuff like that. I could, but Google, if you're listening, I really am scared of, you know, having something go wrong with my profile. So I'm not changing my locations, my services, my names, or anything like that. I kind of got a little antsy with Jay this morning because he was, you know, coming to me with these things of let's jam some keywords in here. I'm like, whoa, don't touch the third rail. Don't just make small changes to your Google Business Profile. Just don't go in and like jam things, because there are some experts out there who are telling you to just keyword stuff your business profile. And once you get on the wrong side of Google, you cannot get this thing back usually. It's really tough. If somebody tells you they have a secret sauce on how to get it back from Google, walk away, because I don't find that to be true. So, so yeah, and you can come in and do an ad update. And when you do the ad update, let's just do, you add a button that says learn more. I grab my link to my Austin, I'll do Austin now, the Austin page of Texas Pride Realty Group, paste that in there, and then I put in this little fabulous blog that it did for Austin, paste that in there. It's right under the number it needs to be, and I'll upload a picture. Everything on Google Business Profile requires a picture. So I'm using Canva, and I'm creating an Austin picture, which looks lovely. I'm going to save that, download it. I think I may have already downloaded it, but let's see if I did it again. Oops, I did it again. I think there's something about that. And it went away. There it is. So I already saved it. Now I'm just going to upload it here. Nancy and I had fun today with systems stopping and falling apart. So we're not going to have that happen again. We dumped a whole Excel file after about an hour of working on it.
Yeah. 59 minutes to be exact.
59 minutes, and the Excel file said, yeah, no, I'm done.
Bye.
So we got it back, or I got it back afterwards. Okay, so there's the Austin post. Done. I would do at most 2 posts a day. I would not go in and put a lot more in here. Who here has Active Rain? I do. Okay. Active Rain is still a great site. It's not one that people think of first anymore, but it still has a great engine to it. So I'm going to just drop the same thing in here. I'm going to go upload that lovely little picture.
Yeah, just don't try to sell something.
Yeah, they trounced us once for that. Oops, sorry, wrong button. Yeah, we won't be grumpy with Active Rain too much on a live feed, but we were not happy with them. And I'll take this down to 400. Center that thing. Now in Active Rain, you have to put the title in twice. You have to put it in above and below. Put it in here, and that's too much. I'll put W width. Okay, there's that. And I'll put it down here. You have to put it in SEO title as well. And it'll truncate it. And you have to say it's public. This is home buying, home selling. Now, it does not let you just paste in comma delimited keywords here. You have to type the keywords in one at a time, which is annoying. It doesn't let you take a normal list and just drop them in. So that really pisses me off. But it's still a good little system here. And I'm going to say publish. So now I put that same blog on my Google profile in my Active Rain. And you know what I did not do? And I did not, Leslie would tell me I'm a bad person for this. I didn't put a backlink in here. So I need to go edit this and put backlinks in. Edit
Oh,
it.
I thought all of the bold text
No,
was a backlink. Oh yeah,
no.
houses for sale, real estate agent in Plano, Texas,
Yep,
real estate broker in Texas. Oh yeah, booming market should
yep.
go to a market report. Yeah.
So that's where
So
multiple
that's for
brains
Austin.
work better.
So let's start. I'm being nitpicky here, but you're on the Austin site, but a lot of that had to do with Plano. The blog. Real estate agent near Plano, Texas.
Okay, we're gonna change that. Thank you.
And
This is why you have to check ChatGPT. So
I
this is
would
gonna be
since it is in Austin, I would include Austin more like real estate broker in Texas. I would say Austin, Texas. Houses for sale. I would say Austin, Texas. Gay friendly realtor, Austin, Texas. Realtors near me, Austin, Texas. I would include Austin, Texas in all of those somewhere.
yeah. I have to sign into my own site. Yay.
You know, it's
That's
working.
kitchen.
Yes, sign in is required. Let's see who else. So anyway, that's really good information here that we can take out of this and just create more and more blogs. Hello, Allison. Welcome, welcome.
Hi.
How can we help you today?
I'm just here to listen.
Okay, we're doing blogging today.
Cool.
Are you doing any blogging?
Just starting.
Okay, where are you blogging and what success are you finding? And
I've literally written 2 blogs, I think. So no success
okay,
yet, although I did find one of them, I think, on like page 3 of Google, and I was pretty excited about that, or 2 or something. But yeah, no, literally just starting.
okay. And what market are you in?
San Diego.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
can I make
Welcome.
a suggestion for you, Allison?
Sure.
Set yourself up with Google Alerts. Just Google Alerts and set up Google Alerts for San Diego real estate and San Diego economy, and maybe even San Diego things to do. And every day you'll get an email from each one of those with a bunch of articles that have already been written. Then take those articles into ChatGPT or whatever your favorite AI is and have it rewrite it for you. So now it's no longer copywritten.
Okay. I'll try that. Thank you.
You get them to every, and by the way, what you'll find when you receive those articles, especially when it comes to real estate and the economy, lots of bloggers and lots of news programs have already written the same exact basic article. You'll see the same, sometimes you'll see the exact same headline. So they're all kind of just borrowing from each other. But you don't want to just copy and paste from there. You want to pull their information in and then go back in like Bob was doing and just hyperlink the hell out of it to property pages back on your website.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, so while Leslie is talking here, I'm back into Real Geeks, and I'm taking the same blog, and I need to put the hyperlinks. I put 2 hyperlinks in. I can put in more. I have the page title here. I have it up here as well because that creates the slug. I put in a meta description, which I just grabbed the first sentence of the blog and put it in here. I'll come back and keyword it because I don't have time to show you the keywords right now. I created a category called area profiles. Okay. And you have to give it a photo because when you try to share it, Facebook requires a photo and it doesn't always take the photo that's the first in the list. So it wants a, just its own little photo put in there. So I'm going to put 400 size. I generally size all my pictures around 400 for the largest measurement.
Can I make a
And I'm gonna say-
suggestion?
Yeah, sure.
Go back up to that photo,
Hyperlink
double
it.
click on it, hyperlink it, and give it a title. A
Excellent
hyperlink, of course,
suggestion.
will take, you want it, because this way, now that photo shows up, when people are searching for whatever topic that is, say it's Austin Realtor, Austin Real Estate, or even if you're doing a specific neighborhood, let's say, I don't know, I can't think of an Austin neighborhood. I'll use Houston as an example. Houston Heights, real estate agent. So Austin real estate agent, Austin Realtor. Because Google likes to,
That's something
because
Leslie's
Google,
really good at that I have not been as good at. Is
so Google
putting
can see
tags
the
on
picture.
pictures.
Yeah. Google can see the picture and can even identify it now, like where it's at. But if you put that tag in there, you're telling Google what it is. And Google likes that too.
So now when you go to the blog on this Real Geeks page, there's the Austin one. And here's the Burnett, Texas one. And next time Google crawls my site, it will see those connections. It'll also see that I'm connecting within the site because linking within the site is important. So when you have a site, you want to link within and share pages to other pages. Okay, you want to create that connectivity. So now my Austin blog connects to my Austin page. My Active Rain connects back, and my Google Business Profile connects back. I think I was telling Jay earlier today. I've had the Austin site for a little over a year and a half maybe. And we built it out, but Austin is a much harder market to penetrate because there's a lot more competition there than some of the other markets. And I'm really good at having an idea, grabbing the URL, grabbing the product, and then letting it sit on the shelf for about 6 months till I wake up one day and go, I should do this today. And so now I'm in the moment of I should do this right now and fix this site. Leslie's been building out our Florida presence really, really well. I'm building out the Delaware mid-Atlantic presence. Austin is kind of set on the shelf until I decide to get back to it. And this is the week I've decided to get back to it. Any thoughts or questions on blogging that y'all are facing?
The only issue I came across is when you create that post in Real Geeks for the blog, mine immediately gets flagged. Immediately, it doesn't even show up. And I've fought and they have what do you call it? I guess Google My Business admirals that kind of look at what you're supposed to look at what you're doing, but they're all volunteer. Nobody's getting paid, and they just say you broke community guideline rules, but they won't tell you what the guideline rule is. So you go back and forth, and nothing ever happens.
I'm sorry, where does it get flagged? On Google Business Profile?
Yeah. I used to take snippets of my blog and create a post on Google My Business with a link back to the blog, and they started flagging them immediately. I did it for like a year, nothing, and then suddenly they just started flagging them all.
And this is to the Real Geeks blog, or what
It's to any blog.
Any blog.
Anytime I try to make an update, post an update on Google My Business that links back somewhere else, it flags it.
That's strange because I do today's DFW on Texas Pride Realties.
Yeah.
Google my business every day,
Oh,
almost every day.
listen, I'm glad you're doing good. I did good for like a year, and then they started flagging every one of them.
Yeah.
They pick on you individually.
Oh no, because I've known two other people who had the same problem as me, and they were doing exactly the same thing I did, and they
I had
also
them.
can't. And I know one person that she was able to get them to start doing it again, but she's probably more persistent than any other person you'll ever meet.
I've had
So
them flag open houses before, which is strange.
yeah, that's strange.
Yeah,
I have a
nothing.
painful question to ask. I didn't know blogging still existed.
Okay, what part of that was a question versus a statement?
Um,
That
how
was a painful statement, my friend.
I know it was painful. It's embarrassing to say.
It's okay.
When you
We're
say
all growing.
blog, you're just talking about posts on Google?
No, ma'am. So there's a variety of blogs that you can do here. What, by the way, what sort of site do you have? Do you have a website?
Yes,
Who's the person giving you website?
you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Real Geeks. I'm sorry. For some reason I thought Allison was talking. I didn't realize it was Nancy. Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, I was looking at Allison going, Allison, where's your blog? Okay. Nancy, of course. Yeah, blogging is still a thing. So we're going to be making blogs on our Real Geek site. We're going to be making blogs on alternative sites like WordPress or Active Rain, because the on-site blogs that are on your site bring traffic because people are coming to read your blog. Off-page sites bring link backs or backlinks, depending on how you want to say it. So we have a combination of blogs. We do blogs on our sites about the cities and the places and things to do, but
Uh-huh.
we'll also do blogs on WordPress sites that we own and Active Rain sites that we own, because that gets traffic back from one domain to another, and it
Okay.
counts as a link back.
And by the
So
way,
blogging is still. Go
no,
ahead.
you can also write articles on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So when you go to make a post, you can write art and you can link all the same thing you post to your regular blog. You can write an article on LinkedIn as well.
Okay.
And the leads I get from LinkedIn are serious.
Awesome. I'm
They're
sorry.
not.
I feel like I made you half choke to death there, but I left a team recently and I'm just building my own business here in Nashville. And I was
Congratulations.
incredibly
Go be a
productive
badass.
on, yeah, I was over 12 million a year on the team as an
Mhm.
individual. But all that support is gone now. So I don't even know what was going on behind the scenes before.
Oh yeah, the back office part of it. Did you start your own team or your own brokerage?
Just me, myself as an
Just
agent.
you and you. All right, all
Yeah.
right. It's a lot extra on the back office. It is.
And just a reminder, this is a podcast, so everything we say is going to go on the internet at some point. So just, as you're disclosing things and thinking about stuff, just remember that.
And
Yeah,
Nancy, what
blogs.
markets are you in again?
Nashville area, Middle
Nashville, Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah,
Oh, great, great.
yeah. It's fantastic.
So we have San Diego, we have Pennsylvania, we have Nashville, we have North Carolina, we got Texas, Florida, Delaware, all of us together. So congratulations. We cover the world here.
John, who is your MLS?
Triad MLS is the main one that I use in Greensboro.
Okay, because I know we have Real Tracks and they're buying up a lot of the Southeast.
Hmm. I haven't heard about them doing anything with it. The only thing that's changed recently, the Triangle has changed their name to Dorify, kind of like Spotify. They changed their name to be fancy. That's covering the Raleigh area. But I haven't heard about them merging, doing anything here.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if there was not more consolidation in MLSs across the country. Um, there's a lot of MLSs that are very small. Let me pull this up here.
An example I'll give for y'all, Bob and John have heard me say this before, like in Texas, Houston Association of Realtors is trying to become the MLS for the entire state. So when you search for properties in Texas, the Houston Association of Realtors website usually comes up first, above Realtor, above Zillow, above Homes.com, all of it. So every property that's listed in Texas ends up on our website in Houston. And we're literally trying to become the MLS for the entire state.
So every gray dot you see here is an MLS. Okay.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you how many members. And some of these have like 649 members. Let's stick to Texas here. Abilene, 15 members. Okay. How is that surviving? So back in the day when the MLS was a printed book and you got your book every week, it made sense to only regionalize in one area. You know, if somebody's going to buy a house an hour away, you don't want to belong to that MLS and get that book every week when you're not going to be there. Well, now everything's computerized, so we go much further. But some of these MLSs are just, it's amazing to me that they're still existing. So having one mega MLS like Houston or Austin would make a lot more sense. You know, if we're in San Antonio MLS, which has 192, and this one has, 7,000, it makes sense to merge those into each other. And some of these, like 66 members. Where's the efficiency in that?
Yeah.
So
you look at Nashville there, I think they bought up they've expanded within Tennessee and also 19,000.
Yeah.
They bought part of Alabama and
Don't make me make Alabama jokes. Please don't make me make Alabama jokes. Yeah,
Please make
so
Alabama jokes.
I'm sorry.
Please make Alabama jokes.
No, I'm on a recorded line right now, and I don't want to
I know the
offend
whole
people.
song. If we're talking about Bad Baby, I know.
Let's not go there. So there are small MLSs that I think are gonna
yeah.
be gobbled up here. It just makes more sense. Like Bright MLS is the second largest. It's got 104,000 people in it, but it covers the whole territory of Northern Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, part of New Jersey, part of West Virginia. It's a huge mega MLS. Texas will eventually get something like that. Down here, you have some large ones like Bright and Stellar. Palm Beach, Miami is huge. Somewhere in here is Stellar MLS. It's the third largest at 80,000 members. So when we're looking at our IDX website, one thing I looked at was which ones did I want, which memberships would give me the most. These are the top 50 MLSs. Okay. I'm already a member of Dallas. Leslie's got Houston for us. I got my Delaware license, so that gets me into Bright. And then I'm a member of Stellar. I'm in Florida. I'm licensed in Delaware, Florida, and Texas. Because when I'm building people's websites, I can build your site for you, but then I'm done. As I'm going forward and I want to retire someday, I want to own the leads that these websites bring in. And once you pass one real estate exam, it's just a little bit of studying to go pass another one. And I was strategic about which states I wanted into and which websites I wanted to join. So this was my thought for the future, was to be able to have websites that go up and down the coast and over to California.
Huh.
Yeah. So right now I've got the orange, the yellow, and the purple. And I'm using friends and some of my folks who are I'm helping build their sites to bridge the middle. I want to be a small Z Zillow. I don't want to put them out of business, but I want to get enough business out of it that I can be successful. So Nashville is in the top 50. They're number 9. Okay.
That's pretty good for a fairly low population area.
Allison, you're in San Diego MLS?
Yeah. There's also
You're number 21. Wait, let me
Yeah,
double check Nashville.
we have one other too.
Rank was number 32. Association, you have 9 associations participating in this MLS. Your rank was 22. I'm sorry. Back to you, Allison.
I was gonna say, I know we have like one other big one, but I don't know anything. I just did whatever I was told to do.
Yeah, the one up in LA area is really huge. Rank number 1 is the California Regional MLS. Yeah. So there's a couple of really large ones in the This one's ranked 41st. This one's ranked number 1. Don't know why there's 2, but there must be a reason. This one's ranked 26th. Regional Pacific area. Oh, I'm sorry, MLS Sea Claw. These have got to be similar.
One's
And maybe some
coastal and the other inland.
Okay. So when we're looking at this, these are the majors. These are all of them. There's room for consolidation. Plus, they can then bargain with the companies like Matrix and Paragon and the ones who actually provide the software. They have better bargaining power with those companies to do what they want. And if we want to get really fun, let's add Canada into the mix and we can see where all the Canadians are. How'd you like to be a member of this MLS up here?
Yellowknife.
Apparently nobody wants to be. Yeah, so, you know, our lockbox is frozen today. Sorry, you can't get in. So, have you all thought about expanding and having multiple licenses in multiple states or multiple MLSs within your own state?
I do have the 2 MLSs, but haven't ventured into getting multiple state licenses. I could.
Well, you do have multiple state licenses, John.
Well, yeah, I do. Texas. Sorry.
Yeah.
Texas
Hi,
and North
this is
Carolina.
my friend John.
Hi, I still have a Texas license too. No, I was
Yes.
thinking about Virginia and South Carolina.
Right.
South Carolina's reciprocal now. We just would have to take their state exam, I think. Virginia, I'm not sure.
There are 6 states that are universally reciprocal. Like Texas doesn't recognize anybody and no one recognizes Texas. Texas is, you know, when I have a Texas license, if you have a Texas license and you cross the border, you got to start from scratch because Texas has their ego up in the air or whatever. They don't recognize you, so we don't get recognized by anybody else. But places like, let's go back to Alabama. Alabama has reciprocation with a lot of other states. You know, I think Delaware does as well. There's more reciprocation depending on where you are. So maybe you look up who has a reciprocal license for Pennsylvania, who has a reciprocal license for California. And it might be an easy access into another market that you can run a website into, do some social media advertising, and make 5 referral deals a year that you don't have to get off, you know, your butt and go show. You can just sit down and get it on your computer and make a blog every couple of days about the area and make referrals.
I probably get at least 2 or 3 texts a day from people wanting to sell me leads that I don't know where they're from in the country, but they're doing the same thing, what you're talking about. I don't even know if they have a license though.
Why not own that channel and not have to depend on that phone call?
Yeah. Yep, exactly.
Why pay for Google Ads to rent the keywords that you can own on your own website?
Yeah.
I mean, you and I worked through that this morning with the keywords on the Google Business Profile.
Right.
If you were buying Google Ads, somebody who's smart would go through your Google Business Profile with you as an ads manager and go, here's the keywords we should be looking for, Mr. Star. That'll
Yeah.
be $400 a month. You literally can go get them yourself.
Yep, exactly.
We just don't train people how to do it well.
Yeah.
And I think there's a mindset where people are like, oh, it's computers, I can't.
Yeah. There was one thing that I looked at on my Google page, and there was only one that I was showing up that was over 15 people that was finding me over 15 times. And the rest of them that I was thinking, well, I would like to be found in this category. And I'm trying to put that in so that people find me in that category. And we talked about that there this morning also. And hopefully by changing a few things on the Google page or my business page, that I get a few more searches that I turn up in that when people search for that word.
Who's got Google Business Profile questions?
I have a Real Geeks question.
Okay, let's go to Real Geeks then.
Real Geeks, I got notice that you were a new lead and it came through Boomtown. my experience of Boomtown has been that it's utter garbage. And it looks like something out of the 1950s. And the people who rave about it really are not getting actual leads from it. So I'm wondering how the Real Geeks alert came.
It should not have come through Boomtown. I don't
It
know what
showed
you
up
mean by that.
as a Boomtown lead and as a Real Geeks. So
I
Do you have
don't
do you
know.
have Boomtown CRM that's connected to your Real Geeks? Do you have Boomtown separately?
when I was on a team, they had it. I haven't paid
Okay.
for it in 6 months, and I'm
Hmm.
not aware that I have it. So it
Can I
should,
have
Okay.
your permission to show your website?
yeah.
Okay. So this is the website we're building. By the way, it's no sidebar yet because we're in the middle of building out her pages and testing her sidebar. But if we go into leads.realgeeks.com and I come up here and go to your site versus the one I was on, find Simile. Can you tell I've been busy? Under Simile Homes, I don't have it set up yet. I don't have that access. So you and I will have to work on this on the side. It should show up from you in your Real Geeks account, not from. It may be that in the past I was registered on your Boomtown site, so it's connected the two in your phone, but it's separate.
Okay.
It'll be separate. At some point, we'll set up your leads manager and get all your drip
Yeah.
systems set up for you here. But it's going to be separate.
Uh-huh.
The two systems are competitors, so there's no way that Coke sent you a message to Pepsi.
Okay.
It's not going to
Awesome.
happen that way. Now, I may have registered for Coca-Cola and I may have registered for Pepsi. I would never register for Pepsi. So you may be seeing the same name come across twice, but they're competing brands.
Okay, great.
Yeah, and we've done nothing to link those together.
Okay.
So, can we use your site for a second and talk about
Of
some
course.
best practices?
Yeah.
Okay. So on a Real Geek site, actually, I'm going to move over. I'll move to brightstellarbeaches.com. On a Real Geek site, there are certain features that are really good to use that other sites don't give us. And so that's naming on top of the title. That's naming up here in the title of the tab. That's also putting it over the search. And then we have this, what's called a sidebar, that we can add as many links as you want to ever add to this sidebar. One thing that, and I don't get paid by any brand here, but one thing they allow us to do is as much development on a site as we can possibly do without charging us more. There are some companies that if you want to have, a page for each of these cities, that'll be $10 more per page per month. There's no reason for that. We can literally generate as many pages as possible. And so let's pick on Fenwick Island, Delaware, which, by the way, Fenwick Island, we love you. We're able to create sidebars by different varieties of properties within that MLS by city. So this is for anything in Fenwick Island that has these features, we already have a link for it. If you go look at any other city, I don't know, Middleton, Delaware, Middletown or Middleton, you have the same list. And it's just changing out the city name and dropping the list in. It creates exponential development of a site in very rapid form. So today, Nancy and I were working on her sidebar for her cities. And once we test that sidebar and make it work, let's go back to that similarlyhomes.com. Once we test that sidebar and make it work, then we can just start pushing out cities over and over and over again. I was using Antioch. We were testing on Nashville earlier, and because I'd already worked on Nashville, I wanted to test this one. So we can literally take it by price point. Homes with pools, new construction, primary bedroom down. Pools is in there twice. I'll pull it out. Homes with an elevator, homes with a mother-in-law plan, open floor plans, A-frame, all the different styles of homes, things like that. So, and then we got into styles of basements, types of septic systems, because in rural parts of Tennessee, the septic system becomes something people search for. And I always work with the client to figure out what's a search term in your area that's important. To me, in Dallas-Fort Worth, we would never be looking for septic stuff because we're all on city sewer, generally. But I don't know your region. So, Allison, if I was working with you, I'd want to know what was important to people in San Diego because I will know. And I bet a lot of it is waterfront. A lot of it is ocean view. A lot, maybe I'm presuming, who knows? For Pennsylvania with J, septic and sewer and things like that may be important. Farmland, pasture land, things like that that I wouldn't think of. So this is where I like to work in concert with the person, because you're going to give me insight into your area that I won't have. And then we build, go ahead.
And just to reiterate here, what's important about this is like most of us will never be number one when they search for realtor in our market. I will never be number one when you search for Houston Realtor. There are 40,000 of us, and probably a good 10,000 of us have our own website. So I'm never going to be number one for that. However, when we do these long tail keyword sidebars, that's where you get found. And I will go tell the story. I tell this all the time. Back in the day when I built my own website and literally taught myself HTML before we knew there were big IDX solutions like this, I built 1,600 page website, and I built one for out of those pages. I built pages for every single high rise in Houston, and there was a brand new high rise called the Royalton, and they called Bob pissed off because my website showed up before theirs, and they owned the name to the Royalton, and mine was Leslie D. Wilson that / condos for sale at the Royalton. So that's where we were being found, because most agents are building, here's this city, here's this city, here's this city. No, here's this city, 2-story homes, here's this city with pools. You can even break it down to school district and zip code, and people search by those terms. People get real specific, and when they get real specific, they're probably pretty serious about buying. You know, if they're searching for luxury homes for sale in Dallas, probably not real serious about buying a home. But if they're looking for, I need a 2-story home on a corner lot in this neighborhood, they're probably pretty serious about buying that home. So that's where you get that's where you get a higher turnover rate, a conversion rate, is when they start using those long-term. When they find you that way, they're already serious about buying a home. Now they're on the website finding exactly what they were searching for. Whereas other agents, they search, let's say, well, now they have to go and figure out in their search bar, can they search for those terms? And by the way, most of what's available in the MLS on people's websites, they don't have the options to search for all those things. Even in Real Geeks, the general public does not have the option to search for all that's available, but we can build those links out so they don't have to search for it.
So everything you just said, absolutely yes. I will take one thing and go a little further with it. When you were saying that some people are building out city pages and this, that, and the other on their sites, a lot of people have been told that they need to advertise their personality first. It needs about Janice, it's all about you. And Janice, you need to be on the front page with your realtor pose and your team behind you and a couple of fluffy pictures maybe flying over the city. Nobody cares about you, Janice. I'm sorry.
Not
People
about
want
you.
to come to your city and find houses. People want to come to your city and find places to live and suburbs that they didn't know about and unique properties and things like that. They will meet you later, Janice. They will figure you out. But it's like, I always describe it as going up to the gate agent at the airport. You want to give her your bag, get your boarding pass, and go to TSA. And what we do is, hey, here's Katie, and she's been with the airline for 30 years, and here's her kitten, and the team of people that she trains with is nobody cares about you, Katie. Take my bag, give me my boarding pass. Let's go to Katie's a lovely person, don't get me wrong. But I need to get my bag and get over to TSA. People are coming to our websites to see houses, and on a lot of the other brands' websites, they only put the person on the front and maybe 1 or 2 houses and maybe a little click to like 4 neighborhoods. There are thousands of neighborhoods. There are tons of suburbs. Why not show them all? And to Leslie's point, we can do that in this product where we can't in other products.
And your website, it is, they're coming there to see properties. When they're searching on Google, unless they're searching your name, they're searching for properties. Your social media is about you. That's where your personality needs to come out and be reflected, not on your website. If you want a blog post where you include video about yourself on your website, great. But when people are searching for properties, they're not searching for you. They're coming to your website. But your social media absolutely can be all about your personality. We're not saying don't be out there and don't let people get to know you, but they're not coming to their website to get to know you.
It's not the lead story. The lead story is,
right.
Here's all the houses.
So what kind of photos do you recommend?
On which sites? On your
Or of
social?
yourself, on your website, on Google?
I think there should be a professional headshot, and I think there should be a couple fun pictures. You know, when we're talking social media, I always use this, you know, recipe, funny story, doggy in a house. You know, have a dog, a recipe, a funny story in a house. I wish I could rent a dog because I don't have a dog right now. I want to, you know, you don't want to do house on social. Okay. On your website, I would do house funny story or house blog about my area. Okay. Because when we talk about advertising, we talked previously about pulsing and the steady hum that you have. The steady hum is Nancy is a realtor. The pulse is here's a house for sale. Here's another house for sale. I'm having this happen. But the steady hum is you as a realtor. So on your website, the steady hum will be your blog. It'll be the About Me page. It'll be events going on in your city. The pulse will be here's all the new houses that fit this criteria. Here's this new subdivision. Here's, you know, whatever, you know, you want to say about the houses.
And it's something
Does that
else
help?
that, yeah. And when you're asking about pictures, my pet peeve is everybody uses the very only one headshot they have. And every freaking blog article they use, it's always the same damn headshot. That does not Google gets tired of seeing you. Google gets tired of seeing your same headshot. So I get a little bit more personal. There's always a picture of me and my dog, a different picture of me and my dog, and I always tag those pictures with whatever I'm trying to market. So when you search for those terms and maybe you go to Google Images, you find multiple pictures of me instead of, oh, look, there's one of each agent in the entire city. Whereas, you know, for me, I target the LGBTQ community in Houston. When you search for a gay realtor in Houston, you'll see a whole bunch of pictures of me, but all the other agents who are marketing that same term have that one headshot. And I include the picture of me and my dog because now I already make a connection with people who have dogs. Or I include, sometimes I'll even include a picture of me on my bike because I like to ride my bike. That now connects me with people who, oh, look, he rides a bike. So it makes more of a personal connection. So if you gotta just do headshots, do all different kinds of headshots so that you have a different picture all the time. People get tired of looking at you. Change your hair up.
Yeah, Leslie, you change your hair up. Thank you. You set me up for that. Sorry. The other thing that's a pet peeve of mine is rooftop logos, rooftop branding logos. Everybody has a rooftop in their logo, and we did for a while. I did a logo tournament, and I did a logo tournament and just to see. And we went with the rooftop one, and there was one that had a star that I liked better, but everybody liked the rooftop, so I went with the majority. And I went to a Tom Ferry summit one time, and I go trick or treating for business cards when I'm there. And out of the 200 or 300 business cards I got, almost all of them had a rooftop logo. And I came back and I'm like, we're moving. We're not using this that everybody else uses. We got to be different. So if you're redesigning your brand, consider not having a rooftop logo because everybody's doing it. And you want to be unique. You want to have something different. So we moved back over to the star. And I have an agent, Susan Witt, who I adore. And pretty much every time she buys new signs or something, I change the logo 3 weeks later and she gets grumpy with me because, damn it, I just got new stuff. So that's a predictor of when Bob's going to change the logo again, is when she orders signs and cards. But it's something you want to do to freshen your brand up from time to time. And the rooftops have been done.
Open doors?
As you wish, just not, I mean, what's the next trend that everybody's going to go to? Yes, there's the question. Any other questions you have about SEO for your website, for your social medias?
Those words that you were talking about, like school district in a certain town that somebody might be searching for, would that be something you put on your services too? So somebody would pick that up, or just leave that out of there on your Google business page?
That would be an update, not a service. I'd
Okay.
put add update.
Okay.
Yeah, the
You could also add
services.
it as
Go ahead.
you could also add that as a product as long as it links back to properties for sale in that school district.
Okay.
Or maybe even to a blog post to that area, but you can also include that.
So
Just
Jay,
like you
this
would a
is your
neighborhood or a city.
Jay. What school district are you talking about?
Chambersburg.
Um,
There you go.
Chambersburg area. So here's a page right here on your website that we built, and we can refine it a little bit more. But you could literally just take this link right here if you didn't want to spend time with me building a page. Here's a Chambersburg list of homes, and I would put a little note at the top that says please double check, because school zones change year to year, and you can put this as a Google profile update or a product, as Leslie said. Just grab a home picture that looks like it might fit there, and boom, you've already got this page. This took seconds for me to get for you.
Hmm.
And you're not going to get charged $10 more a month for having a page.
Yeah. Out of
And
curiosity, does that link change as those homes change? I should
yes,
say the homes would
yes.
change in
The
that same
homes
link.
change, but the link does not change. The
Okay,
homes change,
great.
but the link does
So
not
you-
change.
So you could leave that link in there and it would be current a
Yes.
year from now as it is today.
Yes.
That's exactly why
Wow,
we
that's a
build this
cool
way.
idea.
That's exactly why we build this way. So you can get the link down to that small.
Yeah.
And I think that just changed when I did that, because that's a different house. So yeah, you know why it changed? Because I took off the school zone. That was my mistake. But yeah, it's easy to do. You can build these out, and here it is: school district equals Chambersburg right there. And this is what I love about this is what's called a query string URL at the top, completely programmable. You can punch and go in here and change it up, and it'll give you the new stuff.
Yeah, RealGeeks is one of the only websites that actually makes it for the average person. If you can read and type, you can literally change what you see. Whether it's a subdivision, a city, a zip code, it literally tells you what you're looking at up here. And then when you just change one word or one zip code, it gives you the new product, gives you the new page.
So I just changed because I know a little bit about Pennsylvania. This is city equal York. Give me another city in Chambersburg. It's
Waynesboro.
in your. There's Chambersburg right there.
Yeah.
And that's less than 2 or 3 seconds to get the new list. What's the next one?
Waynesboro.
Boom. It's that fast to program. In other sites, this is going to be a lot of
Code.
Gibberish up in here.
And numbers,
and somewhere in
yeah.
here, yeah, it's just going to have this weirdness. And in the middle, you might find something.
And a lot of
But
the
good
sites
luck trying to code that.
Yeah, a lot of the sites they don't even show you the URL up there. Doesn't show you what city's in there. It has a code for that city, and if you don't know what that
Right.
the code for the next city is, you can't change it. And they're not. Guess what? They're not going to give you those codes.
So
You
it
can
would be
figure them
something like
out.
that. That would be the city equal, and it'd be a number, which
Yeah.
does not equate to your zip code. It does not equate to anything. It's their specific numbering. Now, for their benefit, every state has some form of the term Columbus or Columbia or something like that. So it may be more important to them to say, Columbia, South Carolina equals this code, and Columbia, wherever equals that code. But the other thing we could do is just put a state in here. So when we're doing, reload this, I don't want to, Waynesboro, it's easy to just come in here and put in state equals PA. And I know you're in Bright MLS, and Bright MLS covers a lot of places. I've run into this where Maryland had a city that was also in Virginia, was also in Pennsylvania, whatever. So we had to be specific that this was Maryland's version of that city.
Mm-hmm.
Super easy to do, but it's still legible and something easy for the novice to come in and code.
Yeah. One of the searches that in looking up what was popular searches was just for new homes. And that would be something that would be decent to put in there too for people to look for. If they could just grab that.
Oh, new homes. Yeah, new homes is an easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's usually new home equal true. So yeah, this is the sidebar that we built for Jay's site. And
It was up
just
at the
all
top,
sorts
the
of
new homes.
new construction
One
homes. There
down.
we go.
Yeah.
So Jay, you've already got it for every city because we were working together on it.
Yeah. Yeah. That took a
Now,
while
what
for
you
me to
don't-
put all those in too.
I'm sorry?
That took a while to put all those in.
Yeah, but we got more to build, so
Oh,
maybe
yeah,
get back
yeah,
together.
exactly. Yeah. I'll give you a story about the ones. I had a guy that came on and looked at homes on my website here a couple weeks ago, and it was in a town that I've never heard of, but it was over close to Philadelphia. And I talked to the guy just to build a little, how serious are you about buying? So I found out a little bit of background, and then I called an agent down that way, or text him actually, and found out if they service that area. So I handed it off to them, and I'm assuming they connected with them. But I haven't followed up. But yeah, that come off of my website, and I said, hey, this guy was on my site. I said, "Hey, do you service that area?" And he says, yeah, that's right in our core. So
And
so
you
yeah.
gotta cut,
So
and you gotta cut, right?
Well,
You
not
gotta
yet, but
cut, right?
when it closes,
A
yes.
referral fee. All right, just
When
making
it closes,
sure.
yes. And it is Tom Ferry guy too. So yeah.
so let me see if we can connect this. So this website, you got a referral off of it for advertising an area you don't really even service, but it was
Yep.
available on your MLS. Thank you for saying that. Here's one of the problems we run into is, let's say that Allison signs up and we're working with Allison. She goes, well, I'm in San Diego and I don't want to drive more than 30 minutes, but all these other cities are like 2-3 hours away. That's nice. We're going to go ahead and put them on your website because you can make referrals sitting on your butt to those other cities if you can outmarket the people in those cities who don't know what they're doing with the website.
Yep.
By the way, that
And you
happens a
just
lot
proved
more
that
often than
point.
people like. Yeah, that
Yes.
happens a lot more often than people think. You really will find that some people, they just don't have a website, or they have the front-facing website, and Bob and I've been on these calls where people will tell us exactly that. Well, I don't service that area, so I don't listen. I don't service Acapulco, but I tell you, if one of my clients wants to move there, I've got an agent. I don't service Spain, but I tell you, if one of my clients will move there, I've got an agent. So do I have websites for those? Not yet, but I'm just saying, there's no reason to turn away business because you don't service that area.
Yeah.
You become the connection for them.
Mhm.
And I think that's part of the myopia that the other website companies teach you is it's got to be about you and it's got to be hyper local. And I agree with hyper local, but you can have a hyper local page for every other city out there. And it's not just your home page that you're making important. It's all the other pages have to be important too. So
Hmm.
thank you all for being here. It's the top of the hour. I have to jump. Thank you so much for your questions, and we'll be putting this out there.
All right. Thanks.
Awesome.
Allison,
Thank
thank
you.
you for being here. Come back next time.